There's another one called the International House of Prayer, Kansas City, or IHOP KC, right? They have this 24-hour prayer room they're really, like, famous for. It's just like a rave. It never ends. It's constantly evangelical prayer happening in it.
Patreon goal.
They have
24-hour prayer room.
How about 24-hour player room? You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Hello.
That's why I'm just gaming in it, not fucking at all. Okay. IHOP KC is just riddled with, like, abuse lawsuits, sexual scandals, you know, of course, you know, church stuff. We're all familiar with it. They got sued by the actual International House of Pancakes for the name.
Nice.
Easily avoidable flaw there.
They're run by this guy named Mike Bickle, who just yells about, like, demons and shit. He said, I'm reading from an article that I'll link, he said that Trump's critics are engaged in a, quote, demonic attack coming against the word of God, and that homosexuality opens the door to the demonic realm. Bickle has also preached that in the end times, God will raise up a hunter to kill Jews who reject Christian belief. And the most famous hunter in recent history is a man named Adolf Hitler. Though Bickle has advanced the idea that Supreme Court rulings in favor of abortion rights and marriage equality will evoke the wrath of God, IHOP KC also claimed that it's not political and not involved in U.S. politics.
What is this Hunter's, like, lore happening? Is this a Dead Sea Scroll?
Yeah.
Unveiled? I've never heard of that before.
Bickle, is that his real name?
Yeah,
did he, like, watch Taxi Driver and, like, unironically say, like, yes, that is my role model?
It's crazy. He's fucking Travis Bickle, but for... I mean, it's maybe kind of the same guy. Like, it's fucking bananas. And it's so crazy because, like, okay, so most of them, you'll notice that, like, a lot of what happens here, like, in the organization that I'm going to talk about mostly, this one called Exodus Cry, like, one of the guy who owns Exodus Cry, he has old tweets that are, like, homophobic, but he's been called out on them.
Your Metal Gear Solid name, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we can get to that in a minute. But, like, he says now, like, oh, I've, you know, evolved and I don't think that anymore, yada, yada, yada. And if you fucking ask him questions about it, he's still very dodgy. But you'll notice that there's, like, an upgrading, a rebranding that sort of goes on in these organizations that, you know, they're trying to get stuff under the radar, right? So with IHOP KC... So this group Exodus Cry came out of IHOP KC. It's like a side project or whatever. Birthed its own fucking thing. It's IHOP KC is at the drive-in. Exodus Cry is Mars Volta. Like, it turned into the second
I understand.
phase of it.
Immediately I get it.
And I think the reason they did it is because, like, IHOP KC does not evolve. Like, it's still old fire and brimstone. And I mean, anti-Semitism is a thing that, like, most of these people have long moved past openly talking about, right? But the IHOP KC guy is still just yelling about, like, the greatest hunter in history is named Adolf Hitler. It's fucking crazy, right? So let's talk about Exodus Cry. This is the reason I kind of started reading about all this, because I just remembered reading about this organization, and I was like, they're named like a Final Fantasy game. This is crazy.
Ask yourself, what is Exodus Cry?